Good Sunday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV on an overcast, rainy day. And the birds are here, the dogs are here. Wow! Hey, good Sunday morning. You know what? I gotta tell you what, being a bachelor, I think this is the latest I've slept in ages. I mean, when you've got a daughter and a wife, I mean, it's just incredible. I slept like a rock. I mean, I had an incredible sleep. I mean, I think as you get older in life, you forget all the disturbances that happen to you. I mean, you just never have your own solo time. And I can honestly tell you, wow, what a big difference for me of just being able to not have to think I have to be out of bed to go do something. And so, wow, here we are. Doggies want to get out. I think what I'll do here, I'll let them out here, and I'm going to get beat up. So I'm going to hide over here as they're going to come running out. There they are. There's a little boy. Get my latch here, and down. You guys spent the whole night with each other. Hey, Diesel. Oh, you little stinker. All right, there's Gypsy. How many landmines they give me last night? I tell you one thing is enjoyable. Having these dogs live out here is such the more accommodating thing to do. I mean, it is such a better thing to do because in that trailer, these dogs are shedding now like you can't believe. So all the dog food bowls are empty, and they got a ball, and they're happy. Yeah, so wow, so there, what is going on, buddy? What's going on? So yeah, so for me, I sleep so much better because the dogs usually jump up my bed, want to get in my bed, and you just don't get like a rock solid night of sleeping. So I really think this is the new home for all the dogs for the most part. I mean, the poodles and terriers have always been in the house, so I don't know, debatable. But I can honestly tell you, just for me, having these guys out here is a huge difference in my sleeping and just about all the mess. So yeah, so we got a few landmines back here, but not many. That's pretty good. So I'm gonna get these guys with food because that's what it's all about right now. As I get the morning going with these guys, and you little stinker, yeah, we're kind of getting down. One of my subscribers thought the barrel was hitting the Hahn. That's not. All right, let's just sing out of here. Get my own routine here going. That's so funny. These guys have been together all night long. But yet now, Diesel makes it look like they haven't seen each other for all night long. So, what's going on there, buddy? I don't know. So, anyways, no car show today because it's overcast. Can't see it being a very big showing. I mean, people will go there, but I can't see it being much. So, I mean, while I drive by there, I'll probably go by there just to see who's there as I go up to town, get breakfast and everything else. So, you know what? My videos of all this drama going on in my life had a lot of interaction. It's incredible how... Hey, stop it! There's Ginger playing power. There's Ginger. And then, you know, she doesn't do anything to him. He just freaks out. Rebel just freaks out when, Ginger wants to do something. I'll come out here and just enjoy the scenery. And like I say, I can't see the car show being much because it's raining. Whether or not, it's drizzling. And but I just like to keep the channel going. But it's pretty incredible how my channel has gone from being the car channel to being the drama channel. I mean, it's really incredible. Hey, Will, stay there. There you go. Good puppies. Good boy. Good boy, Diesel. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah. So, yeah, hey there. He's off all his meds. He's not on meds anymore, and I think he's slowly but surely coming around. That's for sure. Now, the kid who's supposed to come back today, well, she has exams. Well, she could probably come back tomorrow. She has final exams of college coming to an end Tuesday. So, Tuesday is the last day of her college. It'll be interesting to see if she decides to take summer classes. I don't know. That'll be interesting to see if the views and ideas start to change, if you know what I mean by that. Because now she's a married woman, and she now, in so many ways, has options. Come on, stop it, guys. Stop it. Just don't do that. So it is incredible how my channel is such a channel that I put so much effort into to be a motorcycle channel. I should say a car channel and a motorcycle channel as well. But I put so much time and effort into going out and buying cars and sharing my stories and my adventures. And I got some good, decent amount of movement. I'm picking up subscribers. And I would say most people who watch my channel would say that was probably the reason they subscribed to my channel. But it's just incredible how over 5 years later, it really isn't anything about that per se anymore. Because of the car purchases are done. And now, this will kind of go back to like the 2008, 9, 10, 11, where I went through hardships in 2008. Now it'll go to, when's the next time will I buy a car? It will. And, I don't think, there's some derelict in his car on a rainy day, truck, whatever. A rainy road day, and I'm going to haul ass down the back roads. And then all you hear up the road is kaboom. So it's pretty, it's rather incredible. If you would have told me 5 years ago I'd evolved to this, I'd have been like, really? Wow. But the real point is, it used to be people got aggravated with me because I went out and bought something all the time. Yeah. Now I get made fun of because I can't buy anything anymore. It's the jealousy of life, and it's the hate of life. That's the world we live in. And so now if you think about it, I think the Chevy Blazer, I've talked about it before. I think the Chevy Blazer what was it, like October? Julie would know. I think it was last October of last year, maybe September. I think that was the last car purchase. So for me, this would be the longest time ever. You're talking, let's just say 2 months, end of the year, and then now we're 7 months that I haven't bought anything. And I've kept my channel going. Even Rick even said yesterday at Home Depot, he thought that the channel would really just die, come to an end after he kind of saw the things that are going on. And there's the dogs, they're all fighting over one bowl. There's 4 bowls in there, and right now, there's how many dogs inside the barn? All fighting over that food that everybody told me, not everybody, but certain people told me, oh, that's junk food, that's terrible for them. And there's Rebel. Rebel right now is trying to lick the Scout's mouth. That's what that is. Now, thank God I locked them down. As the dogs, yesterday morning, they woke me up very early because they were all out of the barn. I didn't even know that. They had escaped. So they were out of the barn probably for a few hours. Yesterday they were running amok. Unbeknownst to me, I just think I'm hearing them barking in the barn. But no, they're over here playing around barking. So for me, we'll go for the longest run since you probably have watched my channel where I haven't bought a dang thing. Isn't that something? Yeah. And for me, yeah, it's, for the most part, that, there won't be any more car purchases and truck purchases anytime soon. I mean, I don't know how, unless some miracle happened and a boatload of money fell in my lap, which, yeah, everybody wishes for that, right? Who plays the lotto every day of their life? Who goes to the casinos? And for the most part, 99.1% won't win anything big. And what's incredible these days, the Powerball, that Powerball gets up to 200 million, 300 million, Mega Millions, 200, 300 million, 600 million. And somebody wins it, and it's not even talked about anymore. It's not even talked about anymore. And so it's just incredible on how that, I mean, people win 30 million, 50 million. I mean, people are winning these lottos all the time. So, I mean, but the amount of people who play them, you know, as well as I do, it's just all a numbers game. And are you lucky or unlucky? What's interesting, in this area where I live, there's some people have won some pretty big lottos just in my own backyard. There's the dogs digging down. I was going to cut the grass today, but can't see that happening because it's too wet. And Tango just likes to come over to me and put his head in my lap. And he won't leave. It's like, come on, man. Give me some breathing room here. So here's my morning conversation. Here's my morning breakfast. Haven't had that yet. And so now I got to get creative and how I'll spend my time probably more. Need to wipe down all the bikes. Do I ever get motivated to put that clutch conversion kit into my CVO? I mean, does the motorcycle days continue? Jerry, one of the subscribers, you know, he was saying, guess you'll be selling all the motorcycles. Well, even before Julia got married, I was on the, I'm in the mission. I need to get rid of a lot of motorcycles. When I say all of them are gone, no. But yeah, for me, I'd love to downsize all of everything. For me, I only wish I had a better position with all the vehicles with values and I could get rid of them. But I don't. I'd have to be writing checks to get rid of everything, which that just doesn't work right now for me in managing my finances. That's a challenge. So, but, you know, with Chris now, Mary and Julia, in so many ways, that really should free up me a good amount of money. So I'm going to have that conversation with them. Like, okay, so now Julia's married to you. What's the plan? I mean, she doesn't really work for me anymore. I used to supplement Julia working for me on a part-time basis to help her pay for things. But now to be like, but you really don't work for me anymore. And if you really are going to maybe live down there more than up here, you don't per se clean the house. I don't know. It's going to be very interesting on how that plays out. And then for me, you know, you're talking thousands of dollars a month. And all of a sudden for me, I mean, we could be talking $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month back in my pocket. Especially if then I've been tempted to let the racetrack I could let go, and it wouldn't be a real hardship. And I could probably sell it at this point. So there's a chunk of money, you know, saved every month. And yeah, some motorcycles in there if I could get rid of those. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, in some ways, I could be saving conservative $6,000, $7,000 a month. If I got rid of all the motorcycles, oh my gosh, and I got rid of a few more cars, oh, you're talking $10,000 plus a month at least, if not more. I mean, that's the bills. That isn't the gross income. I mean, everyone forgets when you got to put 10 grand in your pocket. How much money you have to gross to net that? Yeah. So in some ways, maybe, you know, I've been praying for a miracle every day of my life. I mean, I really have. I believe in pray for a miracle. And I have a whole video on how to pray. And I'm no religious, you know, philosopher or religious, you know, I'm not some guy that went to school. I'm not the guy the most in depth in the Bible. I mean, I've gone to church and so the whole point is, you know, I have my own personal views on how to pray. Did anybody ever teach you per se how to pray? But what's interesting is when I go to church, I hear the minister or preacher, what they say is you ask God for what you want. I mean, I don't know. And maybe I don't hear that the right way. I mean, I think all of us, when I ask God for forgiveness, we ask God to help others. We ask God that we can only hope and pray. Well, but I think when you go to God, you tell him, I want this and I want that. It doesn't work. And that's why I talked about my video. You just pray for a miracle. Because God, I think, God knows what you need that makes sense for what you need. Not maybe what you think makes sense. So, in so many ways, I pray for a miracle all the time. And I think maybe is Chris the miracle? maybe does that open the door for me of my financial hardships that now open the door for me to get things back in order. Yeah. I mean, so that's, I mean, I'll tell you right now, I really haven't even thought this through. I mean, this is the first, I'm talking to you like you're sitting next to me right now. You and I sitting next to each other in a morning conversation, and then we start talking about Chris and Julia, and then I just start talking, and then these ideas and thoughts kind of come to my head as I'm talking about it, and wow. Yeah, wow. That's very, yeah, that's in so many ways exciting. Because it gives me a glimmer of hope of just getting frickin' things back in order in my life, which, oh my gosh, wow, everybody. Yeah, and in some ways, yeah, my daughter got married. You know, is that in some ways a shock? It is, because I really felt like Julia would wait longer. And the wife called me late last night and thinking, here we go. And I was like, she first texted me, I ignored it. I was like, I don't want this. It's like 10 o'clock last night. And it's like, why are you calling me this late at night to start talking about things I just don't feel like talking about at 10 o'clock at night? So I ignored the text. But sure enough, the phone rings. Well, I did. I copy and pasted Chris's phone number and sent it to her, even though she should have it in her directory, because everything, I can see everything goes on my devices, where my wife is, who she's calling. I mean, I can see everything. So I know what's going on. So I know her phone shows the same thing. Whoever I call, she'll see that on her phone as well, because all these phones think they're me. And that's why my dad always texts and calls Julia all the time, because it's everybody. I'm sharing everybody's phone. That's another good point. Hey, Chris, maybe it's time to get Julia her own phone. Yeah, so you guys can do your thing. I don't know, you know, because I pay. It's I get riled up with my wife sometimes, and it's like, do you understand between the FiOS service, which is close to $300 a month, the cell phones, because I have a business, since it's on my business account, and we have iPads and computers and blah blah blah. That's over $500 a month. Then I have YouTube TV, and YouTube. That's another $150 a month at least. So there's like $1,000 a month that I spend. So you have access to a phone at any time you want. You have access to watch YouTube anywhere you want. You have access to watch YouTube TV, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Wow, right? Yeah, but do you hear these conversations? No. An electric bill, it's insane. This electric bill, Dominion Power is such a ripoff. My electric bill this month is $858. Dominion, I think they're the biggest crooks in the world. I mean, they are. I'll just say it straight up. And what's going on? Well, the infrastructure has to be built out for all this future artificial intelligence. They're going to need every dime they can round up to build out the networks. It's going to be massive. Everything's going to be so damn expensive, everybody. Here's what's really interesting. Did you know that Toyota just released a brand new SUV, all-electric Toyota for $15,000? You can go buy an all-electric Toyota four-door, like a RAV4 looking type of vehicle, but it's all boxy and square, but probably that size vehicle, for $15,000. But you can't buy it here. You have to buy it in China. It's only available in China because, whereas or not, even for me, I kind of forgot. Even for me, I kind of forgot. Is Joe Biden put 100% tariff on any Chinese-built electric vehicle? Did you hear that? Under Joe Biden's tenure, he put 100% EV tariff tax on any Chinese vehicle to come to this country, to make it so they couldn't bring their inexpensive electric vehicles to our country. So it would kill his Inflation Reduction Act movement of trying to make this country self-sufficient of building its own electric vehicles and not let China intrude and then make it where you and I couldn't afford to build these electric vehicles for the price that China has, because they've mastered so many of the technologies. China is a leader in building electric cars in the whole world. Build Your Dream is BYD. They're one now of the biggest electric car manufacturers and sellers of the world. Warren Buffett, who's announcing he's retiring after 6 decades of being a top performer investor, Berkshire Hathaway, and actually he's totally against what Donald Trump's doing. It's the first time that they have that Warren Buffett has spoke in public, but at his big shareholders meeting, apparently I think Friday or Saturday, he really hammered on how what Donald Trump's doing is not right. But at the same time, you have to say to yourself, Warren Buffett's made a ton of money off of China. He invested into BYD like in 2008. He now has billions of dollars of value in the BYD stock portfolio. So this guy right now has $347 billion in cash on hand right now. Come on back. Right now, that's the Berkshire Hathaway investment firm has cashed out a lot of stocks, and they've got over $347 billion in cash on hand. Wow. Cash is king. But here's the whole point. I'm just looking over here. Here's the whole point is China has CATL, C-A-T-L, Contemporary Amp Technology Limited, CATL, that's the abbreviations for that name of that company, that took our technology from back in the 2000 years. And I've told the whole story about how we sold the Chinese the technology under a bankruptcy and how to make lithium batteries be the most efficient and better than what we can make here by giving them the patent rights. So CATL, it makes 90% of the electric batteries in the world. The Chinese dominate the whole infrastructure of the electric vehicles. And so what we're doing here is what I talked about so many times was how Joe Biden purposely made it so China can't get in here. Now Donald Trump's trying to do the same thing. And even beyond that, he wants to go after the import to the import. But the thing is, everybody, does the light bulb ever go off in your head on how expensive all these cars became through the pandemic and Joe Biden's Inflation Reduction Act, and how everything went through the roof, on how my Ram TRX truck in 2021 was $84,000. By 2024, it was a $125,000 truck. It went up over $40,000 in price in 3 production years. The Dodge Charger Scat Pack wide body package went from being a $45,000, $44,000, $48,000 car to a $75,000 to $78,000 car. I mean, beyond believable. The Hellcats went from being $69,000, $59,999 to being $90,000 to $100,000 plus cars. You can just go through the list. And why? It was because of Joe Biden forcing the hand of the automotive industry, having to transition to electric vehicles. So they took advantage, and I've talked about this a gazillion times on my channel. And so they forced the hand where us ICE people are paying through the ass for all this stuff. And the reason I bring this up once again, I'm going to kind of let it go because this is more of a conversation I thought I'd talk about this morning. I read a whole article this morning that the car industry's on fire. Yeah, the car industry's on fire. Do you realize that right now, because of Donald Trump scaring everybody about these tariffs, everybody and brothers running the dealership in record numbers to buy cars. So it's all, and I said this, I told everybody this when Trump came to office, and then he put the hammer down on the tariffs. I said, oh, here we go again. Everybody and their brothers are going to be flocking to dealerships. Ford's sales over sales from 1 year ago is up 16%. So every and brother is worried. But here is what's going on. It's very interesting. The bankers are starting to really get much more strict and are not letting everybody alone. The bankers are really worried that these cars have become way too expensive, and now the cars, once people buy them, the value doesn't stay. Hello, I buy a $100,000 electric vehicle when that thing goes across the auction block, I guarantee that thing's gonna hit at 30 to 40 grand. I guarantee it. And then Ford's gonna look at me and you know what? I'm gonna get pound sand. Pound sand. Come try to go after me. Whatever. I'll just drag it out and drag it out. You guys are assholes. And then Ford, for all I did for your frickin' brand, for the Ford, any Ford, I just like, you know, if you don't give me some relief here for what's happened to me, buying your crap that has no frickin' value after you buy it, you know, screw you. So I hope a Ford guy's watch my channel, because I'd be like, you build expensive stuff, and then it ain't worth shit. And so I was so right about Ford when I was young. I didn't want those damn things. Then I get caught up the Raptor, make me buy them. But here's the point of this conversation. The banking industry, Ally Financial had 3.8 million applications submitted to them in the first quarter of this year. Well, they turned down more applications than they approved. So you just hear that? Capital One, same thing. So what's going on with these car dealerships? People are coming in the door, and the problem is they're bringing in their overpriced car that they bought 2-3 years ago during the pandemic, and the car, there's nothing there. They spent 80 grand for a vehicle that should have been sold for 60 grand. They're 2-3 years in on their payments. They still owe 60 grand, 50 grand on the car, and the car is worth 30 to 40 grand. And so now it's a negative equity position, and there's no money on the table for the bankers to see why they would take on this risk. It's just too bad my good friend Jake wasn't still at Dulles Dodge, because I would really say, okay, what's going on? And I guarantee he'd probably say, yeah, you know, a lot of people are coming to buy cars, but they're too expensive. The manufacturers have jacked them through the frickin' roof, and people just don't, the banks won't give the money out. They're not running the risk. They've seen what's going on already, of all the repossessions at the highest level, so they're stepping back. Whole point of the conversation is this. Donald Trump is in so many ways as bad as Joe Biden. He's going to force the hand where the manufacturers are now going to charge you more money. And what's really dangerous about this tariff thing in my book is it gives the home turf domestic guys the power to jack the prices on their cars and products, because what are you going to do? You go to the foreign brand, you're going to be at a 25% tariff. So those cars automatically are going to be that much more. So for the domestic guys, they're not going to talk about this publicly. They are not going to bring it up. But I can tell you straight up, Ford is very excited about this. GM, mixed feelings. Stellantis, mixed. But Ford is jumping up and down about this tariff thing, because they know they can make you pay through the ass to buy another freaking vehicle from them. And for us dumbass consumers, you'll go down to the dealership and beg to buy another car. And if you don't get the financing, you'll still be begging to buy the car because they took it away from you. It's the takeaway in life that creates you to then make stupid ass decisions. Yeah, this is crazy. Oh, that Rebel's fast. Now, this is what I tell my wife. You know, if I was to leave town and you had to take care of these dogs, which I feel at this point my wife understood how to handle the barn here and all, but you're going to have to come out here and you're going to have to spend time with these dogs. You're going to have to, you know, manage these dogs. You're going to have to, you know, you just can't keep these guys cooped up all day long. I mean, if I had a lifestyle where I was gone most of the time, I would not own all these dogs. I mean, so many times I think I jinx myself in life. So many times I jinx myself in my own life because I have created incredible success, and it's given me so much flexibility to do things that I'm not more disciplined. If I had more discipline in my life, then I wouldn't have done the things I did, and that's the problem. But in reality is, I would have been better off having a job where I had to leave every morning at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, didn't get home till 5, 6 o'clock at night. I wouldn't have time to go out and buy cars and motorcycles and trucks. And you're better off if you have that lifestyle. I wouldn't have time to go out and buy 8 dogs and then babysit 8 dogs. So in so many ways, you create your own reality of your own fiasco if you dig your own grave. And I get all that. Yeah, and that's why I'm more in the page now more than ever in life is, okay, how do I transition out of this? Yeah, how do I transition? I'm praying for a miracle. If I could just get a big whopping sum of money, instantly, poof, you'd see most of everything gone. And at the end of the day, if that made the difference, my channel not surviving, oh well, I gave it my best run, everybody. I really did. It's been nice knowing everybody. I've met a lot of great people through the channel. But at the same time, if I was to win a minuscule lotto hit, if I won like $1 million a lotto, you're only going to bring home 600. They're going to tax. It's such a ripoff. The government, in so many ways, such a ripoff, and they're ripping off our country, and they know it. And the politicians just look at you like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What do you do? Oh, you think you would put me in jail? Yeah, I'll just find a Looney Tune judge who'll get me right back out. That's why it's the worst when you're a peon of society, because all the rich people and all the power people do whatever they want, and they get away with it, and they keep on making more money off of your tax dollars and your hard-working dollars. So the whole point is, if I was winning $1 million, oh my gosh, I would take that money and I'd buy out all these differences on my cars, my motorcycles. I would do all of that and get everything back in order, and then it'd be the good old days for me where I'm not having to deal with the headache of all these obligations. And then my channel, and then I'd be like, if you think I'm going to go back out and do what I did with my channel, run around, go buy things, there's no way. No way. I'm getting too old. There's no way. And then I'll be like, yeah, and then there's nothing much to bring to the channel, and there's nothing much to bring to the channel anymore. It is what it is. I'm surprised I've brought this much stuff to the channel. I mean, after losing the car and motorcycle addiction momentum of sharing all the craziness we buying cars and trucks and motorcycles, after that, I thought, how is the channel going to continue on? I mean, all reality, I'd have told you, I thought, it's just going to peter out. Which in some ways it has. In some ways it has, but in other ways, it's turned into the drama reality series. So that's it, everybody. Hope everybody's a blessed Sunday. Wasn't really planning on talking this much, but I just use those that are on my channel. It gives me a chance to speak out my thoughts and my ideas and share my life. And then I like how other people bring in and they can kind of share their own view and idea, and they've kind of similar things, or they use me as a reason why they're so much better than others, which that's fine. That's great. In all sincerity, if my channel can make you feel better and it makes your spouse or your friend or whoever, yeah, you just can't do what people think you can do. But it's all good. Not to harp by any means. I mean, this isn't an unhappiness video. It's not what it is. I'm just sharing ideas and thoughts with you as I sit here and drink my morning coffee. And I get motivated to take some project on to keep me going, which I can't just stand sitting around. I hate that. So, and here's Prince all mudded up. So, all right, everybody. Hope you have a blessed day. Stay tuned for more Ice Age TV adventures. Does the Ice Girl come home tonight? I don't know. I would be willing to bet she won't come home until tomorrow. It's just so she's in school on Tuesday morning. If she didn't have school to come back to, it wouldn't surprise me if she didn't come back. The only thing is, she left her phone at home. So I guarantee she's got tons of texts on that phone from friends. Probably, who knows? I have no idea. In all reality, I don't know. But there you go. So God bless. Have a great day.